is John K. Arnold, and I've been in the insurance business since 1982. In the late 1990s, I began using the Internet. Today, I extensively use the Internet worldwide to handle insurance. I'm always trying to stay on top of what's going on, how the Internet works, how it functions, how it relates, what the different things do. And that is difficult at best and normally impossible to do. Things are changing so rapidly that even imagining that I can keep up is simply a dream. What I have to do is somehow find out what's important, who is looking into the Internet, who can actually make use of the Internet and make it practical to me. One of the main questions I have when I look at anything is, why do I care? What difference does it make? A lot of the things with social media, quite simply, I just didn't get. I knew they were active, I knew people were using them, and I thought that's fun, but it really, as far as business goes, didn't relate to me at all. Facebook was an interesting place. YouTube was an interesting place. All of these were great, all of these were fun, but as far as business, I could see no relevance in that. Well, fortunately for me, I was invited into this course, and I decided to take the course from SimonUFord. In the process of doing that, I've learned that SimonUFord is literally a genius, and I don't say that lightly when it comes to understanding social media and social traffic. We right now have a whole new dynamic. There's interactions going on between different types of social media, and the end result and effect it has on us is essentially unknown, because these are entities interacting with entities which affect your online presence. It affects my online presence. What I've seen from Simon's work is that he has, on his own, gone out and tested how these sites interact, how they relate to one another, and found out that if you do certain things, it'll affect other sites. Now, this is truly unique, because one may know what happens, let's say, on Facebook, and one may know what happens on Twitter. But how do we know how all of these interact? Nobody really has looked into that before, and it's almost impossible to figure out. The only way you can figure it out is to do something, and then see what happens. Well, that's what happens in this course. Simon's taken the pieces, he's checked them, interacted with them, tested them, and actually come up with programs that make sense. And they make sense to me. Now, I got to tell you, initially, I really didn't get it. I didn't get any of this stuff. I didn't understand it. I could see that, yeah, I'm going to have a market that's growing into this, and I better learn something about it. But I couldn't see the practical application in it. But now I do. I have learned more than I even thought possible by taking this course. The reason for that is that as it unfolds, I have learned how much different things do. Let me give you an example of YouTube, and I'll tell you, YouTube's probably my favorite one. YouTube was great. Place, people load videos, you look at videos, it's a lot of fun. But, you know, what practical value does it have? Well, I had no idea how YouTube interacted with Google and other things, and I've learned that here. I had no idea of the tools and how I could make use of those tools here. And from taking this course, I have a grasp of what can be done. Now, I can't tell you how it's figured out, or I can't tell you I can do it all at this moment. But I can tell you that my eyes have been opened. The thing that I realized was not just what I didn't know, but how much I didn't know that I didn't know. I had no idea that I didn't even know this stuff, or wasn't even aware that it was going on. Well, I don't like to be surprised in that manner. I like to be happily surprised. So now I'm happily surprised of what I've been able to learn, and the path I've been able to take by doing the course, and what I've been able to learn from Simon and the work that Simon done. I can only tell you that this is gold, and it's worth an enormous amount to me, and I'm sure anyone who takes the time, invests the money, and really puts their heart into this will certainly benefit to it. My name is John K. Arnold, and I'm really happy I'm able to do this.